Hello everyone, my name is Anton Babenko. I'd like to continue working on Terraform AWS modules today. And 10 minutes ago I was thinking like, okay, what kind of stuff I should be doing during this live stream. And then I decided, okay, it's time to look into upcoming issues, not upcoming, but issues from my inbox. And I found like 10 different potential candidates to go through. So we have some plan. Anyway, if you have any questions about Terraform or AWS or what I'm doing, why I'm doing this way, don't hesitate to ask in questions. I just verified, and I'm actually very, very surprised that LinkedIn stream suddenly works. Why it works today, but it didn't work properly the last two times, I have no clue. So by saying that, again, if you have any questions in LinkedIn, feel free to write it there. And I think in like 10 seconds delay or so, I will be able to see it and reply. I also have a couple announcements today which I'd like to go through. So let's get started. First one. No, it's not about API Gateway v2, but we'll be talking about this a bit later. So I have opened several issues and several pull requests, which I'd like to go through today. A couple announcements first. First of all, I'd like to say big thanks to Coder, who joined my GitHub sponsors group, and yesterday I learned a little bit about the usage of Terraform in upcoming Coder v2, and it sounds pretty cool. So we will see how it goes, and hopefully you will hear more about this on live streams here. So that's it. Weekly.tf, for some pretty much unknown reason, to be honest, from time to time deliveries are like 100%, but once it was like 30% when there were issues with Gmail spam. So I really need to make sure that everybody who wants to subscribe or who subscribed, that they should know that there is an email. So please verify that it's not in your spam if you have not heard about it on Wednesday. So every Wednesday I'm sending it. Weekly TF is domain name. Next Friday I'm going to have very interesting guest, and we'll be talking about local stack. I will have Valdemar, who is CTO of local stack, and you may think why local stack and what's actually cool about it. So I will try to explain again and show it how to use local stack with Terraform to simplify local development. I'm not big expert in local stack myself. I used it a couple times here and there. The product itself is since 2017, and it has been open source for, well, since the very beginning. I would say a lot of people are using it, so it's definitely worth checking out. So join me next Friday, 17th of June, and I will be going through it and showing it with real specific things. Okay, and if you want to support me, well, I cannot stop you from doing that. You can go to github.com, and my username, well, you know it already. You can see all these 41 sponsors who are funding my job. And join, select any tier which you prefer, and thanks in advance. Okay, let's see. Let's see what I'd like to do. So on Friday last time, I spent some time looking into this issue. Oh my god, you cannot imagine how many hours I wasted on this one, and I still have not fixed it. So I'm pretty close to identify the problem, how to eliminate it. Currently, I'm struggling to make code which works for both for Terragrant users and for Terraform users, and that's And that's really the biggest challenge. I have already asked some other open source contributors who are very experienced in Terraform to take a look on this one, and maybe they can help me to write code so that it's actually working. Because the issue is that if you downgrade it to version 2.0, it will be fine. But then you will lose all features which were added actually for the duration of about a year. That's not good. So I'd like to fix it. But oh my god, I don't want to even think about how hard is it to make it. Why I'm showing this one? Well, because there is another issue which is related to this. It is ACM pull request 100. If I look into that one, so first of all, it says add extension for alternative zone ID for Sun. And well, there is some explanation for that. GitHub decided to close it, or GitHub Action decided to close it sometime. Then Sved said that no, don't close it. And it's closing, not closing, closing, not closing. The reason why I didn't I can click update branch anyway, just for fun. So the reason why I didn't merge it, or I didn't even review it properly, is related to the issue in Route 53, which I just said 2 minutes ago. So where is the problem then? Well, first of all, if you look into this thing here, subject alternative names, you will see that this is list of string and then some map or object. I still don't know what is what, to be honest. But you will see that this is list of different types. So you cannot write list of any. You just have to write any, right? And that's exactly what's happening here. So the variable subject alternative name is proposed to be changed from list of string to any. And that's where the challenge will be similar to the one which I am facing in Route 53 in issue 59. Because you cannot pass any from TerraGrant, but I still have to write the code to be able to work with both things, like with both Terraform and TerraGrant. So that's why I cannot just merge it. Most likely, if we can change it from list of string, which was before, to something like list of string or map of string, no, list of maps. Let's say if we can specify list of maps of string, it will be okay. So that this value here, do you see it, by the way? Isn't it better, right? Because my face is so big and font is so small. Now it's opposite. My face is just somewhere in the right corner. Okay, so if we change this subject alternative names to list of just these entities, it will be all right. And then it will work quite nicely. I should verify it through TerraGrant a little bit more, but I think it will be all right. Okay, so let's look into this one. Hello, Trajan, and yeah, hello, Robert. Just a thank you for sharing knowledge. Yeah, thanks. It's fun. And hello from UAE, United Arabian Emirates, I guess. Hello, Ahmed. Okay, so let me think for a second. Does it worth to look into this issue and try to go through it and maybe merge it? I'm a bit skeptical, I have to say, because I wasted way too much time on this one. It's like crazy. Let me postpone this a little bit. It's I will just actually make a comment here. Yeah, that's a good idea. To make a comment and say that I have a belief. Isn't it a polite way of saying that sorry, but it doesn't look good? I have a belief that this change will not work with Terragrant because well, I think I already learned issues by number, but um, because I think it's issue number 1219 in Terragrant. Am I right? Let's see. Let's check my memory. Terragrant issues, no, issues 12, no, 1219. No, oh my god, I was wrong. Okay, I forgot the issue number, but I'm lazy to search for it. Anyway, I have a belief that this change will not work with Terragrant because uh, of type any, and there is a similar has to be italic because it's kind of similar, but it's not exactly the same. There is a similar issue in Route 53 module, like this. There is a similar issue in Route 53 module. Yeah, let's propose something like how to actually improve it without actually improving it myself. Could you change the type from a list of string to a list of map of string to prevent the issue? I have not executed this code yet. Something like this, right? It's polite enough as it can be in the open source. I have not executed this code yet, so start a review and make it actually as a request changes, because it's, yeah, this is the biggest and the most important change which has to be implemented first of all. So yeah, okay, cool. Let's see, I can close something. Good. What else do I have here? And pass through is the same. Yeah, right. Okay, let's look into VPN gateway, just for fun. It's been very long time since I look into this one. I think actually it's one of the module which I don't think I used for last at least 2-3 years myself. So anyway, the point here is that VPN gateway implements few resources. It was very useful actually before Terraform 0.12. Yeah, it was quite kind of useful. Now a lot of values here are just specified as null. That's why it's working well with just one resource. But before it was very useful. And yeah, as far as I remember, Miguel implemented large part of it. Hopefully I will see Miguel in Amsterdam in 2 weeks. We'll see. So let's go back to this module. What's going on here? So added support for IPv6 by creating three new variables. Well, I believe there can be more than 3 variables added, so we'll see. While it's doing something, let's just make it add support for IPv6 in module. Well, that's kind of obvious. The reason to have this formatted is that this GitHub action checks are happy about title. because title is then used inside of changelog. Okay, let's see. So this is pull request number 66 in VPN gateway. Let's see what kind of changes is here. Example, tunnel inside IP version. Sounds cool. And then local IP network and remote IP. Well, sounds really simple, right? We had IPv4 and now we have IPv6. I'm not very much up to date with the latest improvement inside of that module, but it sounds obvious, right? Valid values are IPv6 and IPv4 supports only IPv6 supports only transit gateway. Again, that's good to know. Sometimes I learn about AWS exactly from Terraform modules. Okay. Funny thing is that while I so that you understand the amount of issues, when I started this stream, 17 minutes, I have already received 3 more issues in other modules. So it's kind of it's kind of a little bit too much. I open my email right now and I see it's a lot of things. Okay, so VPN gateway and VPN gateway. Let's see what I have there. Oh my god, this Route 53 module is a monster. I don't want to think about it for now. Okay, so checkout 66. Cool. Let's see, VPN gateway. So it should be rather simple. So what I want to kind of look into amount of these properties. So the person has added 3 related to IPv6. Maybe there are more. I don't know. I need to kind of look into it. There is also VPN connection. So VPN connection default and VPN connection tunnel and pre-shared. No, that's, I mean, I was wrong. No, I was wrong. I thought that this has changed, but this is still written in a little bit crappy way. I thought that we already changed this so that we are creating actually one resource always and then just playing with null values for different types of keys like default, tunnel, pre-shared, and so on. But okay, then this change is actually wrong. So why this change is wrong? Because where is this IPv6? It has to be added into all. Yes, it has to be added into all type of VPN connections, right? Yep. Okay. Yeah. That's bad. That's bad. So we need to change code a little bit more. So we need to add more statements like this into other places. And so line 74 and 79. So this one and these two. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not big expert in VPN connections on AWS. Well, actually, to be frank, I'm not big expert in VPN at all, but somebody has to do it. That's the way how I learned networking in AWS, just by clicking around. Okay, so it's called VPN connection. VPN connection. Obviously, you will not find anything official here, even if you write AWS VPN connection. That's okay. I kind of get used to this. So if you want to find official provider, you really need to do some clicking around. VPN connection. And again, where is VPN connection? Here is it. Right. Okay, so let's see what kind of magic is related to IP. What was the name of the variable? So the name of the variable was tunnel inside IP version. So indicate whether the VPN tunnels process IPv4, v6 traffic. So I suppose that this has to be applied in all possible tunnels, right? Well, there are so many improvements which can be done in this module, but well, anyway, for now, let's just use the existing module and improve it small bits. So line 74 will have to be copied into this guy, into this, into this. Okay. I'm new to this channel and let's see. Henry is asking, I'm new to this channel and Terraform. May I ask, what are you working on? Well, I'm currently working on issue number 66 inside of VPN gateway module. So trying to figure out whether this is enough or maybe some improvement has to be made before this is merged. Okay, so what else can be added? Well, these two lines before tags. Right, so I added this in 1, 2, 3, yeah, into 3 more places. There are 4 in total. And what else is missing here? Thank you, Samuel. So version. This is yeah, this is definitely missing in version 3.43. So I need to look into changelog to figure out where this feature was added. Let's open this guy and see. Search by tunnel inside IP version. Tunnel inside IP version, there is nothing. What about VPN? Gateway? No, what was the name of resource? VPN connection. VPN connection. That's another story. VPN connection. This is it, right? Add support to enable acceleration. TPD timeout action, startup action, and many other things. So this is our interesting stuff. And it was added in 3.22. Oh my god, that was a long time ago. So this means that this change is actually okay. There is no need to bump new version, because it was already bumped after that. Good, so that's it. What else has to be improved or added? Let's see, should I make... Yeah, let's run some example just for fun to see if it's actually gonna to work. Which example sounds the most simplified? Probably not this one. This is a bit crazy one. Let's see if minimal VPN gateway example is sufficient enough. Which version of VPC do we have? Does anyone know? Is it version 2 or version 3? I don't remember. Yeah, it's version 3 now already. Okay, so this can be improved as well, just because it's time to bump new version dependencies too. So let's go to examples, minimal, and see what can we do here. Let's add, where is this? Tunnel inside IP version. Tunnel inside IP version should be inside of minimal example. Where is it? This one. Somewhere here. No, it's version IPv6, right? Good. So what else I can do? Terraform init upgrade, just because I recently played with another architecture, just to make sure that it's working well. Apply. So I should see IPv6 somewhere inside of subnets, routes. Here is it, customer gateway, internet gateway. Where is my bunch of subnets? I don't care about subnets right now. I just want to see my VPN gateway. Where is my... What? Ah, create VPN connection false. Well, that's pretty creative. Well, then I picked wrong example. It's probably okay to have it here. Let's find another a remote IPv4. Oh, let's find complete VPN gateway. Yeah, that's a great one. So here we specify that we want to use tunnel inside IP version. This one, right? And most importantly is that we create VPN connection. That's smart. So complete VPN gateway, or maybe this one. No, that's another example. Yeah, this example is already using it actually. Maybe I can use this one. Well, transit gateway will probably take ages to create, so I'm not very happy to use it right now. But okay, let's run this one. So while it's doing something, missing required argument. What? Local IPv6 network seeder. Missing required arguments. Well, yeah, but that's the thing that I need to somehow specify it, right? How it was here. Well, that's another story. When I think that I'm smarter than person who has actually thought about this use case, and I try to kind of improve it, and it doesn't work immediately, what I need to do is that I need to go to his example, which he created, because I honestly hoped that person did enough and executed examples, and he thought about this more than I just thought for 10 minutes. Let's see if this example doesn't work and this example doesn't work. So, well, that's a bummer. Why this example is not working? Invalid, oh my god. Invalid template interpolation value. Whoa. What is this even? Well, when we wrote this example, 2020, maybe it was okay at that time, but the argument VPCID is required, but no definition was found. Okay, who is using this? Well, of course, here it's missing VPC. Okay, let's first of all bump this one. So it's time to actually fix this example before anything else can happen. So the argument VPN gateway is required and VPC is also required. Here we have this thing already, right? So let me just steal this chunk of code, put it here inside of here. What do we need to customize here? Customer gateway is gone. So something like this. Not needed. Route table. I don't know if they need it. At least now it should be. Let's see. Okay, good. So it was enough to put this and these two lines about VPC and VPN gateway ID, right? This and this. Okay. So as I thought, that person who has created this PR thought about this, but apparently he didn't execute it. So that's pretty bad. We probably need to. Yeah, well, we need to, I guess, copy this. Should we copy it? I guess just for simplicity we can copy it, but it's not needed for the purpose of example. So yes, 27 resources will be created. So no NOT gateway, which means it will be a bit quicker. I think it would be very cool to have the whole network stack a little bit improved in Terraform AWS modules. Like VPC module has not been improved or refactored for quite a long time. But the thing is that it's very hard to do taken amount of use cases and amount of users using it already. So we need to think about that quite carefully. So yeah, now it will think about this transit gateway for, I guess, quite some time. But at least it will be working well. Should we make let's see. So we are making just two sets of IPv4 subnets. We can have IPv6 and specify this as an input, but well, I don't want to do this. Oh, it was actually so fun, so fast, it's just 1 minute. I forgot that it's so quick. Okay, but then this is it. At least this example will work. Other examples I don't want to think about right now. Okay, let's see how quick is it. Hello, Alexander Piskunov. Yeah, so right, error creating attachment missing parameter. The request must contain the parameter VPN gateway ID. So why didn't contain VPN gateway ID? Yeah, right. Okay, it's kind of one of these. So this or this has to be enabled. But I thought that one of these will return null. Apparently not. So we need to maybe specify this one, or maybe we can even disable it for now. And here, so VPN gateway or transit gateway, this option has to be specified. That's pretty cool, right? To wait for some time and then see this error. Right, so VPN gateway ID is another thing. It's probably doesn't have proper default. VPN gateway ID, right? No, it's is it highly customized? Yeah, so the question from Dennis is what IDE I'm using. It is absolutely not highly customized in IntelliJ. It is default IntelliJ IDE. Nothing fancy, nothing, well, just standard one with a little bit specified layout, just so that it's easy for me to have code and terminal next to each other. And there is also HCL extension by JetBrains. Yeah, another actually there is some trick in IntelliJ which I'd like to share. Never click on this icon where it says updated, because when you update it half hour before live stream, things will go wrong. And then in this case, Golang extension did some breaking things for me. But in general, it's totally a standard thing, nothing special. Okay, so missing required argument. When I see something like this in VPN gateway attachment, and it means that I need to open documentation and look for this resource attachment. A resource. So yes, here it has VPN gateway ID, which is required. So if I look into the code, I need to somehow specify that I don't want to create attachment, right? So this attachment will be created if this guy is specified to true, but this one connect to transit gateway is to false. I guess in my case it is not right. So if I look into the this one, and I need to specify that somewhere here, no, not this one, create VPN gateway attachment is true, it should be false, but to transit gateway, come on, I'm lost in two tabs. So to VPN attachment, it should be false, but create, no, connect to transit gateway. Oh my god, me or somebody was really creative. So create VPN gateway attachment, connect to transit gateway. Oh my god, this is so confusing. Who was this creator? Right, no, it was me. Okay, I was creative, but in the wrong place. So it should be here true, and the same goes here. Right, so now it's a little bit better. It's trying to make VPN connection. Of course, objects have changed outside of Terraform. Hello, Terraform 0.15.4. Right, so 2 resources to add. That's what I want to try. Hopefully it will work, and time to move on to something else. VPN gateway is not relevant. So once more, the point is that we are making VPN gateway inside of certain VPC, which will be connected to transit gateway through this customer gateway. So there is no VPN gateway as such. So we are making just a connection from customer gateway to transit gateway. Okay. Right, so it will probably take a little bit of time. Yeah, this example is a little bit different from what it was before. Okay, that's why we have it here, because we don't actually make VPN connection, no, VPN gateway. Okay, let's wait for some time. Then I think it's time to just, yeah, well, it can be version 3 here too. No problem with that. There are no big breaking change between version 2 and version 3. Yes, in terms of argument names and resource changes, so it's fine. The only change there was version of Terraform, which was not 12 anymore, but it was 13. Okay, let's see. It's still waiting. Why it's making? It's making 2, right? It's making 2 VPN gateway 1 and 2. Okay. I thought that it's making just 1 resource, but no, it's actually making 2. Good. What else can be done here? Let's look into example. Maybe this feature has to be reflected somewhere in README. I don't think it has to, but who knows? This one is good to improve. Yeah, right. This is an example. Connect to transit gateway. Yes. Well, you see, there is actually an example inside of README, but it was run inside of code, which is bad. It has to be another way around. So connect VPN gateway, this has to be disabled. Right? Let's do some alignment. And what else is missing here? Of course, VPC ID. Right. Okay. That's pretty much it. Enable VPN gateway. Enable VPN gateway. Well, since we're using transit gateway, we don't need to make VPN gateway, so it's false. Well, I'm pretty much copying an example which was working just now. So there is not much to do about it. You see here, I'm already using version 3. No, I'm a bit lost. What's going on here? Create this one with VPC module and transit gateway resources. Good, good. So here it should be the same change, right? Yes. And even one more change here. And this one. Like this. With VPN gateway, so it's false. Well, it's kind of repeating itself, right? What is the difference? Transit gateway modules. Yeah, right, there is actually transit gateway module. That's a good point. Okay, well, anyway, it is important that it's not making this here. 4 examples. Yeah, that's good. And this is a bit ancient. Okay, let's update this. And let's run. It will probably break. because there are some changes in formatting, but it's small. Terraform validate past, documentation updated, good. Well, there are a lot of changes. Yeah, and let's add even more changes here. There should be a new line everywhere. Just to make it look cool. So it took some time to make this this PR complete. No, almost. Okay, good. Run. Validate is quick. Nothing has changed. Okay, so this was it. Let's run destroy here because I don't need these resources. I guess they're working. So let's go to the code. And well, I was again too optimistic that I can fix this quick enough. Obviously it was a bit more changes, but okay. So let's see if it makes sense. That's actually a pretty big problem that when we have these examples and we are not like I'm not actually using this module myself with any of my existing projects, they tend to rotten over time. So we have something working and then stop working. Maybe after summertime I will spend a bit more time on actually implementing some more automated testing framework. I'm not talking about TerraTest. We'll see. Okay. Good. Okay, let's move on. Let's merge this one and say that I have executed this code. Okay, good. So this one is working. Let's see another one. Well, what is the thing here? Oh, right. Okay, so add support for IPv6 IPAM. What is the short form for IPAM? I forgot. IPAM, IP address manager. Oh, right. Yeah, IP address manager. Well, we actually have few requests for that inside of VPC module, but good. So it was released. So add support for IPv6 IPAM pool ID. The way how I usually think about something what I don't know enough is that I search, of course, in official documentation just to understand. Okay, this is it. Like what is it supposed to be used and so on. So like really not more than just first couple links somewhere in documentation. Then I usually go to resource documentation and I search for this word somewhere here. Like IPAM, I obviously heard about many times. Search again doesn't work, but you can figure out that it's under VPC IPAM. Well, there are a bunch of different resources to handle IPAM. You are viewing document. What? The latest is 418. Go to latest. Of course, go to latest. Okay, let's try one more time. Okay, here is it. So IPAM resources are resource itself, which can be shared. Somebody is knocking on my roof. But okay. Right, so there are IPAM resources. IPAM can be shared or managed via organization. There are pool resource which can be somehow scoped or somehow managed as well, nested. And then once we have this IPAM created, IPAM address pool, then we can specify inside a VPC module to use this pool ID. So again, that's very important to understand where Nicholas is coming from. I have a VPC where I need to pass IPv6 IPAM pool ID, and I couldn't do this without adding this feature. Well, Nicholas, you're not alone. This feature doesn't exist there. So what kind of magic is here? Right. Oh my God, this is a bit too much. So assign generated IPv6 seeder block inside of VPC resource will mean that it will pick up random provided by AWS. So in this case, it has to be probably disabled, and IPv6 IPAM pool ID will have to be used, right? So that's the logic inside of this local, which is described here. The arguments, this and this conflict. If there is a value, force assigned to be null. There is no need to force anyone to do anything. You can just specify enable IPv6 to right, yeah, that's a bad variable name because we want to have IPv6 enabled, but we want it to be coming from this IPAM pool ID. Right, yeah, we need to think about this because it's a little bit bad bad naming. Right, what if we, let's say, change this? Let me just propose the change somewhere here. And think about this loud. So assign generated blah blah blah. What if we just say that var enable IPv6 and var assign generated IPv6 block? Yeah, that's the same. So if it is true, which is existing parameter, and this will be true by default to not break any compatibility, that's fine. If user specify that this is false, then it will be false, obviously. As true, right? Just to make sure that what is actually the default value for enable IPv6 we have no clue. No, it's actually here. It's good luck, so it's false. Right, so if it is false here, but this is just bool and null, that's probably a bad combination. So it's okay to have it as true, because that's what we want to have backward compatibility with. Right, so then users will be happy to use it. And let's see, scroll a little bit. Right, okay, so when this one is specified and this one is specified as well, which is by default true, it's going to be all right. IPAM pool ID by default has null value. That's good. There is no need to write who overrides what, because it's kind of not relevant for the user itself. So that's it. Let's try to think what was the story behind this magical expression, which will probably be okay, but it's a bit too much. It's like mixing too many things at the same time. So a sign generated IPv6 block, if it is not specified, not, yeah, right. I mean, it will be used IPAM. And what is this one? Koaleski will get rid of null values. So it will get rid of this one, and it will get rid of create VPC. No, I mean, this will be null, so it's out. And then create VPC is not related to IPv6 at all. Okay, so that's not needed. This thing here is just not needed. And also, I'm not a big fan of writing an explanation to the code like this, because who is it written for? Like, this is possible to understand to some degree, but this one is just a little bit too hard. Okay, so let's propose this change. Should have default value true, and there is no need to have local dot above. Yeah, that's it. Start the review, and this, and here again default values should be true. That's what we want users to continue have. Right, overrides, again, that's not really related to the for an IPv6 pool. Yeah. Okay, good. So this was very quick review, and almost looks good to me. Just a minor fix, but still request changes. Okay, so that's it. Let's see if I can make something else. Yeah, let's make this quick. This is kind of quick, but still, I guess for Jason it was rather important, because he described it everywhere, and he opened an issue, opened PR. So, well, that's probably a big deal for the person. He even said not stale, just needs review. Let's see if review is enough for this. So add enabled flag to bucket login for more comprehensive looping. When iterating over a list of buckets, to create in S3 multiple module instantiations must be created with conditional for buckets that desire login and buckets that do not. Oh my god, that's that's a long way of saying let's have let's have what? Let's have this login parameter where we specify login parameter like target prefix, target bucket, but we also can specify another flag which is enabled somewhere here, like inside of this map, which will say enabled equal false, which will kind of disrespect this value. Why to do this even? First of all, I don't understand. If you don't want to make login, just don't specify it. Simple. Making it like try and then looking into the values, login enabled is okay if you have a good reason for that. Here you just, well, just don't put anything inside of login. If you don't need login, just don't specify it. That's pretty simple. So that's not gonna to happen. Now the challenge is to find polite explanation why this is not going to be merged, and that's sometimes very hard to do. Of course, I can provide a lot of code and think about. Oh yeah, by the way, I have this sticker. It says no, somewhere here. Oh no, you don't see it. Right, you see it now. It says 0 day since it was DNS. Okay, back to the topic. So add enabled flag to module login map input. Oh yeah, that's actually a good answer. You see? So that's what JSON added as changelog. You don't have to write anything in changelog, just for the record. And here, no, it's actually not review. It's kind of final decision, I would say. So we're gonna have to close this PR. Adding enabled flag to module login map input to selectively disable login when using a loop. Oh yeah, you see, it's already answered. Is not needed. Oh, that's pretty cool. So the answer is already there. Because it is simpler to not include a login map completely. Okay, this is one option. How this can be done. Recently, I was answering someone's question via email, which was rather similar in a way that a person was trying to use for each to create a lot of buckets. And that's what I have inside of this S3 bucket module since not very long time ago, where we have a wrapper where we are making, we are calling this module once, and let me think. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. So we can do this here too. When user wants to create a lot of buckets, for example, they can call wrapper of this module like this. It's going to be an answer already. There is also a wrapper which supports defaults, like this. Okay. Like this, HCL. Of course, we need to have bigger. So what's going to happen here? We have default values, tags. So instead of tags, we're going to make login. What was the example? This one. So login will be mm, wait. No, your user doesn't want to specify it. So then he doesn't need to know about defaults. Well, then he just have to look into providing multiple items here where where it can be something like this one, bucket tags. Oh yeah, that's a good example for the inputs. Good. So for the inputs, we're going to have this. So bucket tags, and sometimes login can be enabled, like for bucket one. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. There is no need to know about defaults for this case. There is also a wrapper which supports which can be useful, for your use case. And let's link to this wrapper. This is it. No, it's here. There is also a wrapper, which can be useful for your use case. If you don't want to use a wrapper, you have to create maps using for loops and exclude login map login values. Okay, let's see it one more time. Adding enabled flag to module login map input to selected when using loop is not needed. That's too much. Adding enabled flag to module is not needed because it's simpler to not include. That's a good explanation. To the module. It's simpler to include map. If you don't want to use wrapper, you have to create maps, like input maps using for loops and include. That's pretty much it. Okay, well, I'm pretty much done with this stuff for now. Let's see, this should be closed too, because pull request is closed. And yeah, what else? IPAM. Yeah, well, I think I'm out of time for today. Next time I'm gonna to have an episode about local stack, which will be amazing, I'm pretty sure, so feel free to join. And yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and have a great day. See you. Bye.